So Venom: The Last Dance is the third and final film of the Venom trilogy, this film being directed by Kelly Marcel in her directorial debut. In the events of Venom: The Last Dance, we once again follow Eddie Brock, who is once again portrayed by Tom Hardy, who after the events of Venom: Let There Be Carnage has become a fugitive on the run, and whilst on the run, Venom lets him know that there is this a tracker in him that when he transforms into Venom essentially becomes a beacon that sends creatures from Venom's homeworld to try and get Venom. Whilst on the way of trying to do things, other things happen, like they meet a family and other things. I just saw this film the other night and I am literally trying to do my best to recount of what I saw in that movie. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that it's a future video, it's a future review, a reaction, a top 5, or whatever I've coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I'm to see your faces once again. And let's start our conversation below. What did you guys think of Venom: The Last Dance? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Let me know below. Alrighty, guys, so let's get into Venom: The Last Dance.
Excellent!
As far as my positives go, one thing that I can confidently say is that Tom Hardy once again is literally the best thing about this movie. Tom Hardy is a great actor in pretty much everything that he has done. I have always liked him in whatever he's done. I mean, the man always brings no matter what movie he is in. The thing that keeps this movie going forward in terms of its pacing is the relationship between Eddie and Venom. Their relationship is literally the thing that keeps momentum going for it. It's the thing that saved me from passing out a couple of times. I also thought that the action sequences of this movie were pretty well done. They were actually kind of fun. You guys have all heard it, but I will echo this, and that is that the third act has some pretty fun moments. There's some pretty sweet action sequences in that third act.
Well, that's just fucking great!
But with that being said, if you saw my review of that first Venom film, I did not like the first Venom movie. I absolutely love the character of Venom, and I thought that the 2018 film just didn't do the character justice. Venom: Let There Be Carnage, if you guys saw my review of that film back in 2021, you'll know that I didn't like that film either, although I really liked Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy, and I liked when Carnage was on screen. When he was on screen. When I heard that they're going to be making a third film, I didn't really have a lot of optimism for this movie, even though from the trailer didn't look great. It looked like it'd at least be, hopefully, the best Venom film. I had really no expectations, knowing that I was not a fan of the first two films. And guys, was a fan of the first two films, and well, wasn't a fan of this movie either. Going on to easily my biggest criticism with this movie, and that was the storytelling of this movie. Matter of fact, just to elaborate even further, what story in this movie? The storyline in this movie didn't feel like a main story, rather it felt like a subplot from a comic book movie more than anything else. There is not a single part of this movie that felt like it was an actual main story arc for a Venom movie. This is a movie that tries its best to try and compensate for the lack of story by just winding in a bunch of subplots that felt like they contributed absolutely nothing. Easily one of the biggest criticisms that I also have of this movie, Venom: The Last Dance, for the majority of the time, is just a boring slog. There was not a single point in this movie where it actually got my attention. I was generally, guys, finding myself to stay awake multiple times throughout this entire film, which is, by the way, this movie is only an hour and 40 minutes. And it felt so much longer than that. And oh my god, something else I gotta talk about are those visual effects. Oh my god. The visual effects of this movie, guys, are terrible. As I was watching this movie, there were multiple times where I felt like these look like early PS3 graphics, if I'm being generous. Something else in particular that I almost forgot to mention was the cast of this movie. There are two other actors that are in this movie, Chiwetel Ejiofor and also Juno Temple. Why are they in this movie? Chiwetel Ejiofor just plays as this random military guy, and Juno Temple portrays the scientist that has this character arc to her that really barely gets any exploration. Going on to the last thing that I gotta talk about, and that is the ending and the post-credit sequences, or like just the credit sequence in particular, really. The ending of this movie, it was an ending. The moment that this movie rolled the credits, I got on my seat and I walked out the theater, even though this movie had 2 credit sequences from what I have heard. I didn't stay for the credit sequences. That is how much that I could care less about this movie, let alone the trilogy for that matter.
And here we go.
So overall, here's the deal, guys. If you like the last 2 movies, I am certain you're either gonna like this movie or you might even love Venom: The Last Dance. But if you dislike the last 2 movies, I am certain you're not gonna like this movie either. And for me, that is where I stand. And as a person that loves the Venom character, this movie, let alone this trilogy, I feel deserved loads. I mean, loads better than this. All in all, I'm gonna give Venom: The Last Dance a 1 out of 5. As a massive fan of this character, I truly feel that we could have gone in something great, and what we got as a result instead was just not good. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Venom: The Last Dance. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike the review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I'll see you all next time.